News 4 Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news alert comes from Marion County, where the sheriff confirms the bodies of a missing mother and her 4 children have been found in southeast Georgia. Deputies say Casey Jones' body was found inside her husband's van after a crash. A man who rushed to help after hearing that crash describes that moment.
We ran down there and asked him was he okay or whatever, and I smelled that smell. It smelled horrible. I ain't never smelled that smell in my life.
In the last 20 minutes, we've learned why Casey Jones' family didn't immediately report her missing weeks ago. Deputies say the family had been communicating electronically with who they thought was their daughter. And when they realized it may have really been her husband, that's when they reported her missing.
Investigators suspect Jones and her children were murdered in their Summerfield home near Ocala, and their bodies hidden inside the home and the family's van for several weeks before the husband and father drove them to southeast Georgia. Take a look at this map. You can see Brantley County, where the mother's body was found in the van, is some 161 miles north of Summerfield on US 301. Our reporters are covering this tragedy from several angles. We begin with Ashley Spicer, who was in Brantley County. Ashley.
Just an absolutely heartbreaking case. Again, this family not knowing that they were communicating with somebody that was not their daughter, sending her text messages thinking she's okay, but they knew something was wrong and finally reported her missing. But it seems that it was weeks ago that this mom and her 4 kids were killed and then brought into Georgia. A traffic crash revealed the end to a weeks-long mystery. What happened to 32-year-old Casey Jones and her children? Police say 38-year-old Michael Jones crashed along this strip of US 301 in the Hickox area of Brantley County. His wife's body in the back of the van. A man who lives nearby called police when he heard the crash and smelled a strong smell coming from that van.
His eyes was big and he was trying to get us away from the vehicle pretty quick.
Yeah.
And he was acting kind of weird.
The Brantley County Sheriff's Office arrived on the scene and says Jones told a deputy, "You may want to put me in handcuffs because there's a dead body inside the vehicle." Jones is now in jail and charged with second-degree homicide in her death. Jones also admitted to police that he hid other bodies in nearby Charlton County before getting into that accident. We now know those bodies are the 4 missing children, ages 10, 5, 2, and 1.
He has no right to walk the face of this earth. I hate to be him when he stands before the Lord. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to bring those children back. And how someone could do this, I do not know. Nor will I even try to guess why someone would do such evil to a child.
The 5 were last seen 6 weeks ago. Casey Jones' family just reported them missing to police on Saturday. And again, they had been for weeks communicating with who they thought was their daughter. I do know that the oldest son just turned 10 a few days ago, so I don't know if that's what made them decide that they needed to report this to police, that something wasn't right. But not seeing their daughter for that long obviously made them go to police. And then, of course, he brought their bodies into Georgia. As far as the cause of death, that is being looked into right now, hasn't been released to us yet. And the motive behind this, we don't know that yet. That is, again, something that will be revealed to us later as investigators speaking with Michael Jones. And we'll continue to follow this story for you. I'm live in Georgia. Ashley Spicer, Channel 4, the local station.
This is so unbelievable. Ashley, thank you. Now Corley Peel is joining us live from Charlton County, where investigators say the bodies of the 4 children have been found.
Corley, what can you tell us about that wooded area where you're standing?
Well, this is right off the east side of Highway 301 between mile marker 47 and 48. And I just spoke with a man driving by who says this area is used for hunting clubs. You can see it's a large, heavily wooded area with a lot of trees. So detectives would have to know exactly where to look in order to find those bodies. And they say Michael Jones led them here, and they ultimately found the bodies of the 4 children here on Sunday. We know the family was last seen 6 weeks ago before they were reported missing on Saturday. And investigators believe Jones stored their bodies in his home in a van for weeks before ultimately dumping them here in these woods. Now, the bodies of the 4 children will be positively identified by the medical examiner, who will also determine their exact cause of death. Reporting live from Charlton County, Corley Peel, Channel 4, the local station.